Ian from Lean Media. Today I thought I would show you the 3 things that I do every time I open my Amazon Ad Campaign Manager. And I usually do this twice per month, just to kind of give you an overview of how I get started with optimizing my Amazon campaign. So I just logged into the Amazon Advertising Campaign Manager from Amazon Seller Central. And the first thing that I do is I make sure that I have the right account selected. So in my case, I have like 3 or 4 accounts. You can see 3 of them right here. And this is on one of them, the i30 Media one, which is for my main brand. I don't pay a lot of attention to this chart. I actually go straight down to the list of campaigns, make sure that the date is showing the correct date. This is actually information from 2 weeks ago, which is probably the last time I looked at this information. So I'm going to reset this to the last 30 days. The next thing that I do, note that I'm not really looking at the chart up here. I'm looking at the different campaigns I have going by the level of spend. And you can see that in a 30-day period, I'm spending a lot of money on my campaigns, more than $2,000 per month. And for a business of my size, it's probably the biggest expenditure I have for marketing or advertising costs. So this is the last month. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that I have the columns that I want to see. So the columns, I'll select Customize Columns, and then I'll make sure that I have the items that I want to look at. Oftentimes, I find that Amazon pre-selects either advertising cost of sales or return on ad spend. I deselect these 2 items, even though Amazon loves to use this as a metric of success. As I've explained in many other videos before, I don't think it's particularly helpful all the time, and in fact, it can mislead you. But I do want to see the sales, the orders, the spend, and the clicks. Those are like really some of the top things that I look at, and then I'll just click Apply. So here's what I'm doing. I'm going to be going down through my list of campaigns the active campaigns that I have running, and then checking the spend, and then just kind of doing some rough math in my head to see the cost per order. Amazon doesn't give cost per order as an option for your Amazon advertising campaigns, but you can kind of figure it out in your head. So I'm taking a look at this particular campaign, the first one. I got 265 orders on a spend of roughly $614. So actually, that's a pretty good metric for me, because that tells me for every order that I have, I'm spending a little bit over $2 on it. Okay, and I can go down and do that. Now take a look at this one, SP Entire Catalog, 16 February 2022. So I've had this one running for a while. It's a sponsored product campaign. It has 98 orders, but on a spend of $459. So I'm basically spending about $4.50 for every order, compared to a little more than, it's basically twice as expensive on a per order level as this one. So this is a campaign I'll probably open in a new tab just to see what's going on there, because that's a little concerning. Similarly, this one is also concerning. You can see that these other campaigns, they're running $4 or $5. Sometimes I have campaigns, and I think this actually fits into that mold, where it's even more than $5 per order. So I'm concerned about that. So I'm gonna look into that later on by just basically opening up the campaign in a new tab, and then I can look at it later on. As for these charts up here, they're kind of interesting to look at, but honestly, it's not really super helpful to me to spend time looking at these lines here. I find that there's a lot of variation. I find that the data sometimes isn't complete, and I just find that sometimes, like when you see something, a line going up or a line going down or a dip, it just gets you into looking into details that aren't that important. Like July 26th, the lines crossed here. I don't really care about that. That's not important for me to look at. I'm looking at the trends that are taking place over 30 days or sometimes over the past 2 weeks to see if my campaigns are effective in terms of the cost per order in Amazon advertising, and just kind of sometimes the general levels of spending that I have going on. The click-through rate, I do look at that, but it's not the most important thing. For instance, I see here that there's a very low click-through rate for this particular campaign, so I might look into that one as well. But that's basically how I evaluate the Amazon Advertising Campaign Manager, the kind of the master page when I come in. and I look for things that might seem a little bit off, and then I'll investigate the specific campaigns. You can see them up here later on after I've gone through the list. If this video helped you out, please take a moment to like it and follow me. Also, if you go to leanmedia.org, click on blog or video, and you can see all kinds of blog posts and videos that I have about using different Amazon programs, including Amazon FBA, Amazon advertising, etc. Thank you so much for watching.